Hey guys, Frost here. Welcome back to a new episode of Naxxramas Best in Slot. This is our fourth installment. Previously we talked about the Hunter, the Mage, and the Rogue. Today we're focusing on the Warrior, one of the best classes in World of Warcraft, both in terms of DPS and tanking. The purpose of this series is to help you set up a strategy, a plan of attack to gear up your character towards the end of World of Warcraft Classic. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Now, in terms of helmet, the Warrior remains with the same Lionheart helmet as Best in Slot through the whole content. There were some arguments how tier 2.5 is better. However, due to some tests done by players, it came out that Lionheart is on top of the other helmets. It's kind of weird that you still have a level 56 helmet, which is ugly in my opinion as a Best in Slot, but this is easy to acquire. You probably already have it locked out, so let's move to the next one. The necklace should be Storm Rage, Talisman of Seeding. However, if you have the Carved Choker, I think it's called, from AQ40, 1% crit, 44 attack power, it might not be a huge upgrade, so you can hold on to it until and focus your priorities on something else. Moving on to the shoulders. Conqueror remain Best in Slot, however the enchant for it will change. You'll have to get the Saffron enchant, which is 26 attack power, 1% critical strike. Huge improvement. Cloak slot, it's Shroud of the Minion. If you have that Katoon head cloak, I think it's Cloak of the Fallen God, you shouldn't prioritize it. However, if you don't have it, maybe spending some DKP or some priorities for it is great. For chest, I chose the Plated Abomination Ribcage. There's a better chest, I think it's the trash chest called Goldskin Tunic, which comes with 40 strength and 2% crit. I think it's slightly better, could be a matter of a couple of DPS. However, I always choose to wear plate over leather on my Warrior. In the case that you don't want to spend DKP in the beginning, or you can obtain it from a trash run, you might want to go for the leather chest and then focus on obtaining this one later. The bracers will become Best in Slot Wrist Guards of Vengeance. However, if you have the High Defiler bracers from AQ40, with world buffs they might be better. One thing to keep in mind, Naxxramas, you will have less chances to do a full clear with world buffs, so keep that in mind. As the bosses are stronger, the trash is stronger, and it's not something that you would run like a Blackwing Lair or an AQ40 at this point without that many chances of dying. Also, the stamina helps in every piece of gear that it's right there. Another piece from phase 5 that remains Best in Slot, Gauntlets of Annihilation. Those are pretty good. 15 agility enchant on them. Hopefully you already have them, so you don't have to focus on spending more priorities or DKPs on items from previous phases. In terms of belt, Girdle of the Mentor becomes the Best in Slot. We already had a drop last raid. We got quite hyped about it. However, if you already have the Onslaught, with world buffs, Onslaught, not a big difference between them. I guess priority is medium on this, I would say. A medium priority. Leg Plates of Carnage comes next from Hagen Down Clean, 42 strength, 2% critical. Huge. Moving to the shoes. The shoes are chromatic boots from phase 2. As we said earlier, a lot of items remain the same until the end of Naxx. And those are pretty good boots. A new ring, Band of Unnatural Forces from Luateb. Comes with a priority of high, I would say. It's like a Don Julio band on steroids. It's a Don Julio with 40 more AP basically, almost. Second ring, the Best in Slot would be Quick Strike Ring. There are other options you might want to check here, but Quick Strike Ring will be the Best in Slot. There have been a couple of test, by Fight Club, by other players, other warriors, and came to the conclusion that this setup right here would be the best. However, if you have something else, Band of Force Concentration maybe, or which one is the one from Applied Force, the one with strength from Blackwing Glare and agility, that's pretty good also. In terms of trinkets, best in slot would be Slayer's Crest and Kiss of Spider. There's no debate here. However, it depends on what you have right now. If you have like Jomgabar, if you have like Drakefang Talisman, there might be a couple of ways to exchange those items. We haven't got the chance to test the Kiss of Spider a lot, but with world buffs, that 20% attack speed seems to be like huge. There are other options, of course. If you get the Mark of Champion, it depends on fights, on boss fights. Having more trinkets, it's always better as a warrior, as a rogue, as every character. But this seems to be like the best combo, as you could use probably those 2 trinkets 3 times in a fight. Meaning the Kiss of Spider at the start of the fight, and Slayer's Crest, and then a Kiss of Spider again. They both have passive stats, and they both have on-use effects. Those are too dreamy. Not a lot of players will manage to get this, and well, I wish you good luck on those. Moving on to the ranged weapon, the Nerubian Slave Maker. Seems to be pretty out there. If you don't have the Nerubian Slave Maker, as this is a priority for hunters, most Naxx guilds will not run a lot of hunters. If this tends to drop a lot, they will eventually obtain their Slave Makers, and you should be able to obtain 2. If you have the gun from AQ40, or even the bow, I think there's a bow called Soul String in Naxx. It shouldn't be like a huge priority. It's a couple of AP difference between them, but it's good to know that this is best in slot. Moving on towards weapons, now we have an orc here. If you already have like Kroll, you could get quickly Hatchet of Sundered Bone and have very good weapons. This setup is pretty damn good for orcs, as they have the axe bonus. However, those are not best in slot. This would be something easy to acquire, assuming that you already have a Kroll, and you can use the Hatchet of Sundered Bone from North Plaguebringer. The best in slot weapons will obviously be Gressil and Hungering Cold. Probably you already know that. Let's see if we can find them here. Judging by phase. Oh, there you go, Gressil. Okay, we managed to screw it up here. There's a bit of lag for some reason. So Gressil, and of course the Hungering Cold. It's not only for humans, it's for every class. So assuming you have like 20 people in your raid that are able to use these, it's going to be really hard to obtain them. Now, if you want to be realistic about it, even as a human, even as an orc, like Hatchet of Sundered Bone and Kroll would be a good option. Also, something that will be underrated, it's called the Castinator. Try to figure out here. This is that was for an orc previously that we discussed. Now we discuss about a human. So the Castigator is a mage with 65 damage per second, hit, crit, and attack power. And as an offhand, you could probably go for Iblis. Blade of the Fallen, Serap. And this is one great combo as well. Mace and sword, as humans have both of them with extra skills. That's if you choose to go for the second best. I don't know exactly how it works in every guild. If you pay with DKP for them, you get on priority. If you think you're on the list to get Gressil, Gressil would be the best main hand, of course. It's gonna be hard to get both of them, Gressil and Hungering Cold. It's gonna be hard to get both of the trinkets, unless you're a guild master or I don't even know exactly how this will happen. The competition for those particular 4 items, which is Wrestle, the Hungering Cold, and the trinkets themselves. Everyone wants them. Every physical DPS will want. It's kind of sad in a way or another, but that's just the way that it is. Other than that, in terms of tanking, it's not really a best in slot list for tanking. It depends a lot on what spec you play. Of course, most of them will be Fury Prot. It depends a lot on the encounter. It depends a lot on your healers and what your relation with them. What are their assignments in Naxxramas. If you trust your healers and so on. It's gonna be probably a couple of tier 2.5 sets, a bit of mitigation gear, more mitigation gear, depending on the fight. So as a tank, if you tanked until this point, you should probably know by yourself for each fight which is the best in slot gear you could use, or make a judgment call. This is it for Warriors. I wish you luck to obtain most of this gear, if not all. Thank you very much for watching. Please let me know in the comments if you think I missed something. This is not necessarily a guide, as it's more like a community effort trying to figure out what the best option would be for everyone. Thanks for watching. Until next time, stay frosty.